Where does faith and trust start and end? And where does our effort start and end? So let us first say a chapter of Tehillim, because as the old saying goes, don't rely on miracles. Say some Tehillim, say some prayers. So Mizmar Lesoida, for which we always thank God for everything, which is an important part of this concept, trusting God that everything is good. So Mizmar Lesoida, Rila Adonai Kaloretz, Ivdes Adonai B'simcha Boi Lefana Birnono, Du'uki Adonai Eleimu Esanu V'lanach Namu Tzamaris Ebo Yishor B'seder Hatzeres B'sila, Hoydele Baruch Shmoi Kitoi V'Adonai Le'elim Chaz De'Vad De'Vadoy Ramun Nasoy. And obviously, tzedakah is always very helpful. So by way of story, very known story, this fellow who sits at home hears the announcement, emergency evacuation, flood coming, tornado coming. He sits home, God will help me. Police ringing at his bell, sir, it is dangerous, we're expecting a tsunami, tornado, whatever you call it. You have to evacuate the house. I trust in God. Make a long story short, he's already sitting on the second floor of the house. This is already after the fire department came with a truck, and he doesn't want to evacuate. And now there is the police coming in a little boat. Sir, come. We already water to the second floor. I trust God. God is going to save me. He's already on top of the antenna of the house, and it's still flooding. And there, suddenly there is a helicopter coming. And the helicopter says, sir, this is your last chance. Please come in and we will evacuate you. I trust God. Anyway, short moment later, he finds himself in front of the heavenly code. He died. And he turns to God and said, I trusted you. Why did you let me down? God looks at him, fool. I sent you police cruiser. I sent you fire truck. I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. Why didn't you step in? You have to do something. But how much do we have to do? So here is a story with the Baal Shem Tov, apparently. Baal Shem Tov was supposed to get a salary from the community for his community services, spiritual community services. Community very poor, and he didn't get his salary for a while. His wife is impressing on the Baal Shem Tov and said, look, we have nothing to eat in the house. Why don't you go ask the president of the community for your salary, your meager salary? He says, obviously, if he hasn't given it to me, he doesn't have it. So what's the point of me pressuring him? He says, but you have to do something. God tells us you have to do something for some work, some effort. It's called some ishtadlus. Do some effort. Okay. Valid argument. So the next morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, when the Baal Shem Tov goes to shul, he knocks on the window of the president and moves on. Second day, once again, knocked on the window, and in the meanwhile, the wife asks, so? He says, yeah, I send a message to the president. Turns out the president, first night he didn't notice it, but the next day, I guess, he already noticed that the Baal Shem Tov was knocking on the window. He was a little surprised, but he didn't say anything. After this occurring a few times, he asked the Baal Shem Tov, I see that you have been knocking at my window. Is there a reason for it? So the Baal Shem Tov says, yes, difficult time, and if at all possible, to get my little salary, my wife would be happy. It would be helpful. Why didn't you say till now? Says, no, you see, I said. Comes back home and notifies his wife, Baruch Hashem, his hishtadlus has worked. His effort has worked. Now, how much? I guess this depends on the individual. We have to do all we can. We have to do all we can in whatever situation we are, whatever is appropriate and proper to do. We cannot say just, I'll leave it up to God. No, God has created the world, as it says, you have to sweat. Now the question is, how much sweat do I want to do? So as long as it's within reason to do, we got to do. But beyond that is obviously where we have to trust Hashem. We have to trust Hashem all along. But how much effort I got to put in is a personal evaluation.